Answering Inbox is the segment in which we get questions from you. You will send in your questions to thestudentinboxqueries@gmail.com. That is thestudentinboxqueries@gmail.com. And your questions are anonymous and they always remain non-judgmental. It's a free, non-judgmental space where we do not really care in terms of what the question's asking. We just want to hear from you. We just want to talk to you guys and see what you guys are thinking. So remember to get in all your questions, and thank you so much to whoever sent them in this time. Aniruddh, have you got the questions for
I do indeed. Dylan has not seen the questions this week. And so the first question begins. The first question begins with, if you were a character in a movie, who would you want to play?
In a movie, if I was a character, who would I want to play?
Thank you for repeating the question.
I don't know. That's a really, really good question. I'm stumped, actually. There's so many different options that you could put. I think I know. I would want to be Q from James Bond.
Q from James, but which Q are we talking about? The new Q?
Ben Whishaw. Ben Whishaw, yeah.
Very nice. Why
Yeah.
not James Bond himself?
Hmm?
Why not James Bond himself?
Well, I don't particularly want to be classed as a womanizer, first of all. Two, I don't want to be getting shot left, right, and center. It's a bit long. And three, I don't want to have to, maybe have the option of dying to save everyone. It's a bit too much for my shoulders to handle.
Well, we know who we're not turning to if we need someone to save the world.
Yeah, yeah. What about you?
I was thinking about, can I do a cartoon like Lightning McQueen? I think Lightning McQueen just oozes class. He is who I wanted to be as a child and still want to be now.
That is class. That is class.
But I was also thinking, in what's the film? In Good Will Hunting, Matt Damon. I forgot that. I forgot the person he plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting, or
That's a shout.
Sergeant Angel in Hot Fuzz.
Very nice.
Yeah. Oh, so that's who I'd like to play in a movie. The next question is, what is? Let me get it out. Sorry, I got it. I've taken it out. What's the most interesting thing or fact you've learned or read recently?
What's the most interesting fact that I've read recently? Oh, there's this one actually. So it's from a book that I've been reading called The Taking of Jemima Boone, which is basically about when westward expansion was going on in like the 1700s, late 1700s. There was this like settler called Daniel Boone who was on like the newly formed like United States sort of what's it called, like settler lot. And he was basically commenting about how there would be intertribal warfare between the Cherokee and the Shawnee tribes, which I found just quite interesting. So there was these two tribes where in modern day Kentucky, called the Cherokee and the Shawnee, and basically they would like swap leaders and like swap personnel half the time. So that was quite interesting. Yeah, that's a fact.
Okay, but I mean, wasn't westward expansion the 1800s, 1810s?
What was in the 1790s then?
1790. Oh, so that wasn't 1790s.
Like the period from like 1790 to like 1820, like when the US was like, moving west.
I mean, they were moving west. I would like to think of the early 19th century rather than late 17th. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Maybe you're wrong.
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like when the colonial settlers were taking away from the Native American tribes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is not really a fun fact. Well, it is fun. So there's a fantastic actor called Sir Christopher Lee. And Sir Christopher Lee when in the Lord of the Rings, I mean, this is not fact, but I mean, it is fact. But basically, he corrected the director of the Lord of the Rings on what person sounds like when they're being stabbed in the back, purely because he has experience of being on a battlefield
Oh,
and knowing what it sounds like when someone gets stabbed in the back. And I think there's a clip on YouTube about it, and yeah, I think that's like him acting, of course, in the
right.
Lord of the Rings, and yeah, he's just this completely mad hatter of an actor, and I think he's one of the great titans of British cinema.
Good. Good. Is there a third question or are we done?
There is no third question, but if you like a third question, I'll come up with one.
Don't
Uh,
worry, we don't need one.
what is your favorite song from the 1970s? That's my question to you. Wisely.
Um, Sultans of Swing.
Okay, 1978. Strong choice. Strong choice. Yeah, I probably would have said that. Maybe Father and Son by Cat Yusuf or Cat Stevens and Yusuf. Or
I'll be so right. I don't really listen to much 1970s music, but you know.
you need 1970s music is where the vibes are. But
Mm.